Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Dr. Shahid Khokhar, and today we will talk about 33rd lecture for the subject of operations and supply chain management. As you know, we are talking about designing the supply chain, and this chapter belongs to the 12th chapter of your textbook. In today's lecture, we will talk about the outsourcing processes. So let's formally start today's topic. As you can see in your slides, first of all, we should know that what does it mean by the outsourcing. So you can see that outsourcing means paying suppliers and distributors to perform processes and provide needed services and materials. In simple words, हम इसको कह सकते हैं आउटसोर्सिंग मीन्स दैट कोई भी काम जो कंपनी खुद से ना करना चाहे और उसके लिए आउटसाइड द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन किसी पार्टी को इंगेज करे और उस काम के एवज कंपनी जब उसको पेमेंट करती है तो उस सारे अमल को हम लोग आउटसोर्सिंग का नाम देते हैं. आउटसोर्सिंग में as you can see in your slides that we can engage the suppliers जो कि आपको चीज़ों को प्रोवाइड करेंगे, और you can also engage your distributors, और जो भी लोग आपके लिए ये काम करेंगे वो बेसिकली आउटसोर्सिंग के अमल में शामिल होंगे. इसमें जो इम्पॉर्टेंट चीज़ है वो ये है कि कंपनी शुड डिसाइड कि किन कोर प्रोसेसेस पे कंपनी फोकस करेगी और किन प्रोसेसेस को जो है वो आउटसोर्स कर देगी, बिकॉज इफ़ दे आउटसोर्स दैट processes and the other party which will perform these functions for you, they have more efficient business models, or in simple words you can say that कि वो जो ये आपके लिए काम करेंगे उसमें आपकी जो है वो कॉस्ट कम आएगी. तो दैट इज़ द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ आउटसोर्सिंग. इसी कॉन्सेप्ट से रिलेटेड एक और कॉन्सेप्ट है विच इज़ कॉल्ड द ऑफशोरिंग. ऑफशोरिंग मीन्स दैट अ सप्लाई चेन स्ट्रेटजी that involves moving processes to another country. So if you are doing outsourcing not from the same country where your company is located, but you are involving the companies from the other countries, that strategy is called the offshoring. For example, if your company is based in Pakistan and you are engaging any company from China who will perform the processes for you, तो उसको हम लोग जो है बेसिकली ऑफशोरिंग का नाम देंगे. Another concept which is called the next shoring, and as you can see, a supply chain strategy that involves locating processes in close proximity to the customer demand or product R&D. It means that नेक्स्ट शोरिंग का मतलब है कि कोई भी ऐसा प्रोसेस जिसको हम लोग लोकेट करते हैं या प्लेस करते हैं नियर टू द कस्टमर और या नियर टू द रिसर्च एंड डेवलपमेंट सेंटर ऑफ द कंपनी. इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट द नेक्स्ट शोरिंग, सो जिस तरह के पाकिस्तान के अंदर जापानीज़ ऑटोमोबाइल्स जो हैं they are actually assembling their cars in Pakistan and they are also selling those cars in Pakistan. So that is an example of the next shoring because they have moved their processes near to the customer, which is the Pakistani market. So you should be clear about these three terminologies: what is mean by outsourcing, what is mean by offshoring, and what is mean by the next shoring. Moving on, we will talk about the decision factors which we should consider before taking a outsourcing decision. So as you can see in your slide, there are number of factors which can influence either you should go for the outsourcing or you should not go for the outsourcing. So if the combined effect of all these factors provide a benefit to the company, then they should choose the outsourcing of any process. और अगर combined effect of all these factors is against the company, then definitely they should not choose the outsourcing decision. So as you can see, the first point is called the comparative labor cost, and it means that जिस मुल्क में आप अपने प्रोसेसेस को आउटसोर्स करना चाह रहे हैं, अगर उस मुल्क में लेबर कॉस्ट चीपर है तो दैट मेक्स द outsourcing option an interesting option. Companies usually cheap labor को इस्तेमाल करते हुए अपनी cost of production को reduce करना चाहती हैं. Just like China developed on this model because at that time Chinese labor was cheaper as compared to the Western countries. So Western countries moved their operations towards China. Another point is called the rework and the product returns. Developing countries may normally you can find a cheaper labor, but that cheaper labor is usually not very skilled. So while making a outsourcing decision, you should count the rework or product returns cost. यानी कि अगर आपकी जो cheap labor है वो काम को क्वालिटी को अचीव करने के लिए बार बार उसी काम को करती है तो डेफिनेटली इट इंकर्स द एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट. सो यू शुड ऑल्सो कंसिडर द रीवर्क कॉस्ट एंड इफ द प्रोडक्ट्स रिटर्न्स टू द company has to incur extra cost for them as well. So these factors will be considered while making the outsourcing decision. Similarly, you should consider the logistics cost. Logistics means the transportation cost of the raw materials and the finished goods. और आम तौर पे डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज जिस तरह के पाकिस्तान या इंडिया है, यहाँ पे लॉजिस्टिक्स कॉस्ट हाई होती है बिकॉज ऑफ द बैड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज कॉल्ड द टैक्सेस एंड टैरिफ्स, एंड some countries reduce the tax and tariffs in order to attract the foreign companies so that they can make the investment in that company. So that's another that could be another advantageous point for the company who is considering for the outsourcing. Then the point is the market effects. Market effects means that जहाँ पे आप अपना प्रोसेस आउटसोर्स करना चाह रहे हैं वहाँ पे आप अपनी प्रोडक्ट को सेल कर पाएंगे या नहीं, या उस प्रोडक्ट का वहाँ पे लोकल कस्टमर मौजूद है या नहीं. अगर वहाँ पे लोकल कस्टमर मौजूद हो तो डेफिनेटली इट इज़ अ एडवांटेजेस पॉइंट फॉर द कंपनी. देन द नेक्स्ट पॉइंट इज कॉल्ड द लेबर लॉज एंड द यूनियंस. इन सम कंट्रीज लेबर लॉज एंड यूनियंस रोल इज़ वेरी tough, but in other countries labor laws are relaxed and there are no unions. So if there are relaxed laws and there are no unions, that provides the opportunity to the company so that they can have flexible operations within the organization. So that factor can also be an important factor while making the outsourcing decision. The next point is called the internet. Internet connectivity is also very important in nowadays. There are few countries who have very high speed internet and their internet connectivity area is very large. So if you have good internet in the next country, so that is also a very good point for the company in order to make the outsourcing. Similarly, you should consider the energy cost, and energy costs vary from one country to country, so that should also be a important point. And the second last point is the access to low capital. As you know that if you are working in your home country, it is not usually easier for you to acquire the capital in form of the land, labor or the human resources. लेकिन जब एक कंपनी दूसरे मुल्क में अपने ऑपरेशंस को मूव करती है या अपने ऑपरेशंस को आउटसोर्स करती है, तो नॉर्मली acquiring the cost in another country is high for that company. And the last point is called the supply chain complexity. Once a company is outsourcing its processes to the other countries or the other companies, so in that scenario they are usually supposed to have two supply chains, and the integration of these two supply chains is normally a challenge. So if you are making decision about the outsourcing, your parent company should also consider that how they will integrate these two supply chains. So these are the factors which any company should consider while making the outsourcing decision. Moving on, there are some disadvantages related with the outsourcing. As you can read in your slide that the very first disadvantage is pulling the plug too quickly. It means that companies should not jump into the outsourcing without exploiting all the options within the company which are available. As you know, we have already studied how you can improve your processes. So if a company has already exploited all the process improvement strategies, but still they are unable to reduce the cost, then they should go for the outsourcing. Otherwise, if they are outsourcing the things without considering the existing options, that is not a good bargain for that company. Similarly, there is another pitfall which is the technology transfer. आज आप जिस कंपनी को अपने प्रोसेसेस आउटसोर्स कर रहे हैं वही कंपनी फ्यूचर में आपका कंपेटिटर भी बन सकती है by utilizing the same technology. So that is also a danger attached with the outsourcing strategy. And the last thing is called the process integration. And as I told you that once you outsource the your process to the other company or other country, और उन processes को अपनी कंपनी के processes के साथ engage करना या integrate करना in order to deliver the goods and services, that is also a risk for the company who is making the outsourcing decision. So these are the pitfalls or the disadvantages which a company can have if they go for the outsourcing decision. Moving on, what type of the outsourcing a company can have? First one is called the integration or the vertical integration. It means that a company, if a company is going for the backward integration or the forward integration, that would be categorized as a vertical integration. और इन सिंपल वर्ड्स हम लोग ये कह सकते हैं कि अगर हम लोग पहले बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन को डिफाइन करें तो बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन मींस कि कंपनी जिस चेन सप्लाई चेन की जिस स्टेज पे इस वक्त है उससे पीछे या अपस्ट्रीम ऑफ दैट चेन, इफ़ दे डू एनी activity or if they try to manufacture that process by itself, that is called the backward integration. For example, if I am buying a raw material from the suppliers and if I want to choose the backward integration, then I will also become the supplier of the goods for my own company. इसको हम लोग जो है वो बेसिकली बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन का जो है वो नाम देते हैं. और फॉरवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन का मतलब ये है कि इनिशियली और करंट नॉर्मली आई एम एंगेजिंग द डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स और द रिटेल आउटलेट्स टू सेल माय प्रोडक्ट्स टू द कस्टमर्स. लेकिन मैं अगर अपना डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल खोल लेता हूँ या मैं अगर अपनी रिटेल आउटलेट्स जो है उनको स्टार्ट करता हूँ, तो दैट इज़ कॉल्ड द वर्टिकल इंटीग्रेशन. एज यू कैन see that Nishat Fabrics जो है, they have started their own outlets these days, and it is the example of the forward integration. Another important point in outsourcing is called the make or buy decision. How a company should make a decision that they should buy the product or they should uh, make that product by themselves. And for that decision making process, we can use the tool which is called the break even analysis. Break even analysis actually can help you in order to make a decision about either a company should make the product by yourself or they should buy the product from the other company. So in the next example, we will see how a break even analysis can help this concept. Move on. As you can see in your slides, there is a company whose name is Thomson Manufacturing, produce industrial scales for electronic industry. Management is considering outsourcing the shipping operations to the logistic providers experienced in the electronics industry. Thomson's annual fixed cost for the shipping operations are 1,500,000, and which include the cost of the equipment and the infrastructure for the operations. The estimated variable cost of the shipping, the scale with the in-house operations is $4.5 per ton mile. If Thomson's outsourced the operation to the Carter Trucking, the annual fixed cost of the infrastructure and management time needed to manage the contract would be $250,000, and Carter would charge $8.5 per ton mile. What is the break-even quantity? If I summarize this whole example in simple words, एक कंपनी है जो कि अपने लॉजिस्टिक्स ऑपरेशंस को आउटसोर्स करना चाह रही है. करंटली उसकी जो फिक्स कॉस्ट है वो 1,500,000 है, लेकिन इसके साथ उसको जो वेरिएबल कॉस्ट इंकर करनी पड़ती है दैट इज़ द $4.5 पर टन माइल्स. लेकिन अगर ये कंपनी इन ऑपरेशंस को आउटसोर्स कर देती है तो उसकी जो फिक्स कॉस्ट है वो रिड्यूस होकर $250,000 पे आ जाएगी. But at the same time, variable cost will increase from 4.5 ton per mile to 8.50 per ton mile. So let's see how we can use the break-even quantity, and based on that quantity figure, how we can choose either we should go for make or buy decision. As you can see in your slides that in order to calculate the economic order quantity or the break-even quantity, you can see that FM minus FB, FM is the fixed cost of the making and fixed cost for the if you go for the outsourcing. Similarly, variable cost for outsourcing minus variable cost for the making decision. So if you put the values in the formula, the answer you will get is 312,500 ton miles. So if that company is thinking, actually they will make the forecast. If their forecast is less than this value, it means that they should go for the outsourcing decision. But if their forecast is higher than this value, it means they should not go for the outsourcing. So with the help of break-even quantity, you can make this decision that either you should go for the make or either you should go for the buy decision. Moving on, there is a solved problem, and here he has explained the problem in a simple words. We have already talked about these concepts, what is the aggregate inventory and how to calculate the weeks for the supplies and what is the inventory turnover. It is just the manifestation of the previous concept in this solved example. Since it is a solved example, so I am not going to explain this to you. That's all for this chapter and this lecture as well. If you have any question, please do make a comment in the Google Classroom, or you may talk to your co-teacher for the better explanation. Thank you so very much.